Good evening, I'm Victoria Sheehan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Chances are, if you're affected by a nonprofit organization, you're affected by United Way of West Alabama. This year, they raised $3.51 million for groups like the Red Cross, Boy Scouts, and the Arts Council. And the United Way is doing research to better choose what organizations get what money. WVUA's Tommy Townsend has a way you can help in tonight's top story.
United Way President Jackie Wuska says it takes the help of everyone to tackle pressing issues in West Alabama.
Whatever our community's main issues may be, they're too big for just one agency like the United Way or one organization, one business to address. It's going to take all of us to work together.
That's where you can step in. The United Way is doing research with surveys. They have to do a survey to figure out what of their partner organizations need the most funding.
We haven't conducted one in 11 years, the United Way, where we ask the community and we listen, what are your needs? And so we want to hear to make sure that when we receive donations, that we really are using the funds the best way possible to address the critical needs of the community.
You can call 211 to find a survey location, and Wuska says the more, the better.
We're hoping for well over 1,000 to 2,000 individuals to hear back so that we can really assess what the main needs are in West Alabama.
Now, if you don't have time to go get and fill out one of the paper surveys and you have access to the internet, you can do it online. Just go to uwwa.org and click on the yellow United Way Community Needs Assessment tab that's near the top of the screen. Click Next. It'll take about 7 to 10 minutes to complete. In Tuscaloosa, Tommy Townsend, WVUA News.
If you would like more information about the United Way services or how you can help, go to uwwa.org or call 211. The deadline to fill out a survey is March 25th. The Internal Revenue Service is warning taxpayers to be on the lookout for scammers posing as IRS employees. The IRS spokesman for Alabama, Dan Boone, says one common scam involves fake IRS emails. Boone said the IRS does not contact taxpayers by email, text message, or social media to request personal or financial information. He said contact is usually done by mail. Another common scam is people promising expertise and getting free government money. Boone said these scammers often target low-income people and senior citizens. On your Health Watch tonight, scam artists are targeting hospital patients in West Alabama, and they can be asking for information in the form of text messages, emails, and phone calls. WVUA's Tara Rowe shows you how one West Alabama hospital is warning residents about people using their name.
It may have happened to you.
When that comes up, we got to cut the card. Swipe it one more time. Nothing wrong with that card.
Now it hits the big spotlight with Universal Pictures' Identity Thief. The movie highlights a scammer who runs up bills under someone else's name.
That says the criminal who stole your identity.
Oof, boy, he's, is that a woman?
Sandy Bigelow, Patterson.
Consider your spotlight stolen, Hollywood. It's happening closer to home. The Northport Medical Center reports phone scammers are claiming to be bill collectors, asking for your personal information.
If you're called by someone who's asking about a bill, they will know your name, they will know your date of birth, they will know when you were at the hospital, and they'll have the last 4 digits of your social. So if anybody is asking about any of that information, it's a bogus call, just hang up.
Fisher says this goes for all DCH systems and most businesses. He says officials already have your information and do not ask for it.
In this day and age, you can be assured that anyone who's making calls on behalf of a legitimate business knows that people are going to be prepared for that and for being suspicious, and they're going to be prepared to deal with that, and they're going to have enough information to be legitimate. And if they don't seem legitimate, just bail out.
Reporting in Northport, Tara Rowe, WVUA News.
There are more cases of identity theft reported each year. DCH officials stress that if you feel a call is not legitimate, directly contact the hospital. This weekend, some of the strongest people in West Alabama competed to support some of the weakest. Bradens Bash is a CrossFit tournament with 150 athletes testing their strength and conditioning, all to raise money for something called the Braden House. WVUA's Emily Forrester shows you why.
My wife and I lost our little boy Braden about 5 years ago.
Josh Jimbalvo and his wife experienced the extreme expenses of having a child in the neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU.
No matter what the outcome is, whether you're going to take your child home or your child passes away, it's a big expense.
So they decided to build the Braden House, a house in downtown Northport that will house families going through a similar experience free of charge.
If they're traveling to Northport or regional DCH here in town and they need to stay in a hotel, we're going to be their first bet, and hopefully they can call us and we'll have a vacancy for them to stay in the Bradens House.
Bradens Bash participant Vera Spinks says she supports the cause because of her own experience with her children.
I actually have twin girls that were born premature, and so we had to travel over 100 miles one way to stay to be able to visit them in the NICU.
But with Bradens House, Jim Balvo says he hopes families in the future will have a better alternative to financial expenses.
Just take the financial load off and them being able to focus on their babies in the NICU and just all their energy go towards their children just getting well.
Not only do the wood and nails help, but each dollar given helps build this house towards Braden's cause.
It's going to take the community to be the fuel that ignites that spark to get this built here, and so it's $1, one person at a time helping to build this and fund this.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa County, Emily Forrester, WVUA News.
Jim Balvo hopes that the Braden House will be under roof within the next 2 weeks. If you would like to donate to the Braden House, send an email to josh@crossfitinnovate.com or go to the _brown_house.org. In your home team crime watch, it's been exactly 2 weeks since 73-year-old Kate Ragsdale was found dead in her home located in the Highlands neighborhood of Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Captain Lloyd Baker says investigators have checked dozens of leads and have a criminal profile for who they believe committed the crime. The biggest piece of information, they say, when it comes to knowing who killed her is the killer's behavior, and that's why the people of Tuscaloosa are some of the most important components to catching this suspect.
The most important tip we're looking for is that one person who calls suspects someone may have been involved and has seen a tremendous behavior change in that potential suspect. That's the person we want to call.
According to Captain Lloyd Baker, a criminal profile for the possible killer could include certain behaviors, like missing school, work, or other routine engagements, especially during the week of February 17th through the 24th, unexpected injuries like cuts and bruises on the hands and lower arms, an unusual interest in the status of the investigation, paying close attention to the media, and talking about the incident with others, a notable display of nervousness or irritability, and changes in routine sleep patterns. Investigators also believe the suspect is someone who is inexperienced.
The criminals or the offender's lack of sophistication in this crime indicates that this may be one of his first crimes.
An autopsy revealed that Ragsdale died from sharp force trauma. As the case stands now, evidence has been sent to several forensic labs, including the FBI laboratory in Virginia. The case has also been submitted to the FBI's Violent Criminal Apprehension Program, which maintains the largest investigative repository of major violent crime cases in the country.
If you have any information on this case, call Crime Stoppers at 205-752-STOP. Welcome back. The White House is taking an interesting measure to save money. They're canceling all public tours from now on due to forced budget cuts. This will help the agency save $74,000 a week. That's the cost of paying 37 uniformed officers $50 an hour each week to secure the tour route. This adds up to roughly $2 million a year. Newt Gingrich, however, tweeted, quote, "Canceling White House tours is childish and dishonest. The Gulf weekend in Florida cost enough to keep the White House open for months." Meanwhile, at the Vatican City, cardinals have started to arrive. On Tuesday, they will start the process of selecting the next pope. 115 cardinals will choose the next leader of the Roman Catholic Church. Cardinals from Ghana and the U.S. are thought to be among the leading candidates. And today, workers continue to work on a temporary smokestack on the top of the Vatican. The chimney is used to send up smoke signals during the cardinals' conclave. After every vote, the cardinals burn the ballots. Black smoke means there's been no decision. When the crowd finally sees puff of white smoke, it means a new pope has been elected. Drivers in the U.S. are getting a break at the pumps. AAA is reporting a gallon of regular gas is down a half cent. That may not seem like a lot, but it's the 11th consecutive decrease. In Alabama, AAA is reporting the average cost at $3.55 for regular. That's about 20 cents below the national average. Drivers are paying the most in Hawaii at over $4 a gallon and the least in Wyoming at $3.31.